Okay. Ik hati adi stakat yuhan kunas chish which in Lingit Tangish dutul tuwo. It's really good you guys came. Welcome in. Thank you for studying Lingit together with us. Today is already Tuesday, September 16th, and here we are. So I'm going to share the link to our slides with you all so that if you like to follow along, you can. And also, I tend to include links to our resources in these, so it's just a nice thing for people to have. And I just dropped that in the chat. Um,
Are,
but this,
are there any questions and comments?
yeah, good point. Are there any questions or comments from the class before we jump into our day?
If you have any questions, we do check our email.
Yep. And if you're new to the class, I'll put my email in here. Feel free to email us outside of class. We've been working with a few folks on their names. We have a few new students. I see a returning student. And like we mentioned, we like to keep this a revolving door for folks. If you miss a couple days, don't worry about it. There's a YouTube channel where all our class recordings go. And we want you to feel welcome here, no matter when you're able to drop in. So for today, we have a pretty fun day planned. We have been spending the last couple weeks with discussions about where you come from, what you hope to learn in this class. We've been working with people on their Tlingit names and keeping them on a list so that we can use them in class with each other. So we'll make time to ask anybody if we missed anyone, um, and I'll touch more on that. And then we're going to introduce a poster to you today that has like a lot going on in it, and we'll talk about it. We're going to have some cultural discussions around the image of the poster, as well as teach you some phrases and vocabulary for talking about what you see. Shirley and I also want to teach you, if you don't know yet, how to say I'll see you again, so that when we leave class, you have something you can say and start practicing.
We don't have a hello or goodbye, so
You know, so being able to say I'll see you again is something you can say. And then we started a knock knock dialogue, and this term will be catering it to a berry picking theme. And so far we've asked who is it, this is, and your name. And we're going to start teach you another line today for talking about berries. So jumping into it, again, if you have any questions or comments, please ask. And then also we'd like to hear from you if we missed anyone so far. Just a little bit about where you come from, including knowledge or experience you have with berry picking where you're from, and then also what you hope to learn in this class. So anybody want to share who hasn't shared yet? And I'm just gonna say, good to see you, Kokasa'u. You've been with us before, Kokasaku. You want to introduce yourself?
Hey everybody, my name is Kukasaku, Yuchatuasok. Uh, I'm a raven of the Ganak Teidi clan. Yechla Hatzati Ganak Teidi Ayachat Kuti Setdach. My clan house is the Looking Out to Sea house, um, from the Chilkat area, Chilkat Kwan. My father's people are Killer Whale, Duckloady Yadi, I live here in Zantakini in Juneau. I just moved back in January. I was here all last year for an internship and I loved it. So now I'm staying. You can't get rid of me. Um, my berry picking skills are nothing that I feel very confident about. Um, I think I picked some that were maybe not ripe and but they looked blue, but they didn't taste very good. And so now I'm doubting my skills at all, but I did pick some salmon berries. Those were easy and delicious, and I gave them to my cousin. She really appreciated them. Um, so yeah, I think that's my experience and where I'm from with that. Constitution. It's really good to see you, Nilatoka.
Mm.
Uh, Shaksanikik. It's so good to see you here. I was in an intermediate Tlingit class, um, but I really wanted to have an elder there, so that's why I'm here.
Nakish.
Okay, thank you for sharing. Good to see you again.
It's nice.
What about goals? Oh yeah, what you hope to learn from this class. You mentioned that you're happy we have an elder to help teach us. Were there any specific topics you were hoping to learn?
Um, I think that I would really be interested in learning less of the grammar, but more to have people to practice with and to maybe stay in the language a little bit more. My last class was really grammar heavy, and we talked a lot about the language, but we didn't really speak very much, and that was disappointing for me.
Okay, okay. Thank you for sharing. Awesome. Anybody else? Did we skip anybody?
Suva, this is Talia. I
Oh,
wasn't here on Thursday. Can you hear me?
yeah.
Actually, come on video. I got my video working. Yay.
Okay.
Um, so Talia yuhaktuasak tekwidi nakatsati. I am tekwidi brown bear, and my name is Talia, which means basket with the sun coming out of it. Um, I live in Nakidi Bay, Nakigik, Ikhatiti, um, Tok Tokchakongkwan Anika. So I live in Nakidi Bay, which is on the Tokchakongkwan land on northern Prince of Wales Island. Um, I berry picking. I love berry picking. We've got a little piece of property that we live on here in Nakidi that we get a lot of thimbleberries.
Mm,
And so I've been, over the years, as the berry bushes have become more prolific and the weather has been perfect for thimbleberries, we've been harvesting a lot of those. We have some salmonberry. We do have a lot of elderberry also on where we live here. And so um, I've harvested some elderflowers. I haven't done anything with the elderberries, but I've done some things with the elderflowers. I love berry picking. I love plant medicine. I love, um, yeah, all of the things. Um,
mm,
one of one of the new phrases that I have learned in the recent past is "shtuka I am grateful.
mm,
Um,
mm.
and so that's one of the things that I want to learn more is talking about feelings, both physical and emotional, and yeah, learning language around that and being able to have conversations.
Okay. Goodness, geez. Fun. I'm going to put the phrase that you mentioned on the screen for folks. We'll talk about it. We can practice this one as a group. And I like to do the last couple words first and work our way up when we do phrases. So the phrase that Tashier just mentioned to us is "Shtuqa khattiti," I'm grateful. Let's do these last two words. Khattiti.
Gratitude.
Gratitude.
The tea.
Okay. The underline X is pronounced in the back of your throat. Just make a little friction with the back of your tongue. Khattiti.
The tea.
Gratitude.
Okay. And then we have these first three words. Repeat after me. Shtuqa.
Stuka.
Suga.
The whole phrase. Shtuqa khattiti.
Stuka. The tea.
Suga.
Gratitude.
Gratitude.
Shirley, do we sound good?
Yeah, yeah, there's a G that's underlined. Is it?
Uh,
Yeah.
so let's
I
practice this
want to
one.
hear that a little stronger.
Okay.
Iti.
Okay. Let's practice that one. So, like she said, the G is underlined. That's also in the back of your throat. And she wants to hear this a little stronger. Repeat after me. Shtuqa.
Stuka.
Suga.
Mhm. And one more time. Shtuqa khattiti.
Stuka.
Suga. Gratitude.
Gratitude.
Good. Fun. Thank you, Tashier, for sharing that.
Good praise. That's
Yeah.
very positive.
Yeah. Love that. So we checked in about did anyone else want to share experience or knowledge with berry picking from home? Something you hope to learn with us this fall. All right. So we're going to show a poster to you. Shirley, did you want to add anything before we move on to the poster?
Yeah, the poster was designed for uh, teaching many parts of our culture. So we'll tell you about so many other things that are going on, but we'll concentrate on just one part today.
Okay. This poster was made for a Tsimshian language learning group, and it's part of a series of 13 posters. So there's one for every lunar month of the year. And this one lines up with the fall. Like Shirley mentioned, there's a lot going on. Kids picking berries. They're climbing the tree with their berry buckets. Some of them are spilling their berries. This kid's boot fell off, and you can see his rubber boot on the ground here. This kid up in the front is eating his berries before they go in the bucket. We've got some animals in the background. There's a wolf here. There's a nice little stream with some salmon jumping and a black bear going for salmon. Bridge. This is a schoolyard. Looks like a teacher with an umbrella. You see a lot going on with the weather. It's cloudy and rainy, foggy. And like Shirley said, there's a lot going on and a lot we can talk about, but we're gonna focus on one part. These were illustrated by Judy Helgeson, and they're from the Smelgach uh, Learning Center. And let's see. We also wanted to share that as we talk about the poster, it might trigger some memories for us. And we wanted to let you know that if it does for you, it's always good to share with others what you think of. So we want this class to be interactive and engaging. And we just really value your little tidbits of things that you remember when we start talking about berry picking. Um, any comments or questions so far? Have some of you seen these posters before? Head nods. Yeah, these are usually pretty commonly up on the walls for Tlingit language classes. So we wanted to teach you vocabulary for a few different types. And let me just check in that we're doing this in the right order. Um, yeah, this looks good. So a few berry names are Alaskan blueberry. Repeat after me. Kanata.
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 Kanata. Kanata.
Good. Again, kanata.
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 Gotta hear the T. Kanata.
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 Good. Sheesh.
Kanata.
Kanata. Kanata.
And for folks that are new, when Shirley says I want to hear the T, this little apostrophe or this mark after the T lets you know to pinch that sound and really emphasize it, make it sound sharp. Kanata. Next one, we just shared a few berry types, but one of them is Negun.
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 Negun. Negun.
Yeah, let's start from the top. Repeat after me. Kanata.
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 Next one, Negun.
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 Anybody have experience with eating nigun?
I do. We usually get them. I'm trying to remember what part of the summer. As kids, when we hike along Resurrection River, we would pick them a lot, and my brother would get a big old handful before he'd eat his.
It's wonderful food. It grows like strawberries on the ground.
Yeah, they grow really close to the ground. Okay, another one. Gray currants, shah.
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 Oh, it's
Again,
good.
good. Let's do it again. Shah.
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 Good. From the top, kanata.
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 Negun.
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 Shah.
Shah. Shah.
Shah.
Shah.
I've seen these ones the most in Yakutat, and Shirley mentioned that they grow close to the water, so that makes sense. Does anybody pick or eat shah?
I've
Can
seen them
find
when I
them
was
on the
younger.
beach. You can find them on the beach. close to the beach where the tide comes.
Yeah, we have some of these around, but they don't grow very well. They don't berry very well, but my dog loves them. Whenever we go berry picking, I always find her eating them.
Uh, Shirley, did you eat these growing up?
That shock.
Ah,
Yeah. Yeah. We used to, it's kind of a full-time berry. And it doesn't have a lot of juice or any juice at all. And it's when you're gonna eat it, usually we mashed it and add water because it doesn't have any juice. Yeah.
mm,
Our floor too in the bathroom.
goodness, cheese, fun. Another one we wanted to share with you is wild strawberries. Shaku.
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 Good job. You have a W at the end, so it's a rounded K, and I can hear it as you guys are pronouncing it, which is good.
Yeah,
And so
I
you
can
just
hear it too.
good. So yeah, let's do it again. Shaku.
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 From the top, kanata.
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 Uh,
Nigun.
Negun.
Negun.
Shach.
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 Shaku.
Shach.
Shach.
Next one, salmonberry. Waskan tleru.
Waskan.
Waskan
Klegu.
Klegu.
Good. So this one has some sounds that are not common in English or not, they don't exist in English. So let's break it down a little bit. Start with this last word that means berry of. And you have an underlined G, U. So repeat after me. Tleru. Good. Again, that underlined G will be in the back of your throat. Repeat after me. Tleru.
Klegu.
And the first word, tip of the bush, let's start with this X, and it's pinched, so it's going to be kind of sharp, but you make this X by just making some friction with the at the top of your mouth. And repeat after me. Gone. Good. Again. Gone.
You can't do it without pressing your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah,
Goodness,
very
cheese. Uh-huh. Billy, were you going to say something? Okay, so this first part is pinched S, so it will also sound sharp and snappy. Let's do this part. Was
Was.
Was.
good. I'll put them together. Was gone.
Waskan.
And the whole name. Was gone. Tlego.
What's
What's
on
on
table?
Lego.
Shirley, how do we sound so far?
Well, that's good. The S is pinched, so it's pretty close to a Z. It sounds real good.
Okay, let's do it one more time. What's on table?
What's
Was
on
Lego.
table?
Yeah.
Job. And Shirley pointed this out to me when we were doing our lesson prep, which I hadn't realized, but it means tip of the bush berry. And so what's would be the bush, like a berry bush. On is the tip of a long pointed object, like a branch. And then tleco. Tleco is berry. Tleco is like berry of, the tip of the bush berries.
Could you go over the TL sound again, please?
Mm-hmm. For a TL, you need to pronounce both the T and the voiceless L. And so an L in Tlingit, you pronounce it by putting your tongue in the same place you would if you're saying an English voiced L. But instead of activating your voice box, just breathe out the sound. When you do a TL, we need to hear the T in front of it. So tle.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
The TL, when you have the TL together, you don't do the silent letter L. You say the two letters. Tle-
Tle. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, so TL, the L is voiced, it's not unvoiced.
Yeah.
Okay. Geez, good question. Tle. Oh. Any more questions? For folks that are looking up words in the dictionary and looking at each part, I wanted to include this entry from the dictionary so that you can make use of it for this word and other words. But after Shirley broke down what "skancheru" means tip of the bush berry for me, um, I looked in the dictionary and what they have here in class, we call it a gloss, where they have each part of the word and then an arrow pointing to the English and what each part of the word means in English. And at first it can look a little odd. You have like plus signs and dashes and, periods. But basically, it corresponds from left to right. So what's, and then there's a hyphen because this whole what's part has a meaning. So if you look at the first part in the English side, that's bush. And then you have a on. So follow your eyes over tip. And then the next word, plec, is berry. And then if you're starting to learn grammar, um, then this you can just read this as like your relational suffix. So tlec turns to tlecu is, I think is about as much as you need to know. So for folks that are starting to use that, just wanted to share. We have a resources folder in this class, and I shared the slideshow with you. So this folder goes to our shared resources. And where we got these photos from is this really fun Southeast Alaska traditional foods guide. And it looks like this. And it's super fun because it breaks down plants by what season you harvest them in. And so you can kind of take a look through. All the plants have their Tlingit names. There's a ton of information about harvesting, and Shirley and I have spent some time in the spring semester talking about these. But feel free to take a look at those since you have the link to it in our slides. Okay. Any questions or comments so far? Um, there was a traditional note that Shirley shared with me, Shaksani Keek, about what women would do with berries that are kind of softer and you can't keep. Did you want to talk about that a little bit, Shirley? Uh-oh, we just lost her. The her internet connection went out. I'm gonna give her a little call really quick, one sec. Well, anyway, oh well, these things happen on Zoom. Anyway, something cool Shirley shared with me is that people used to make little cakes out of the soft berries that you can't keep, like salmon berries, raspberries, strawberries. She said people would make little pancakes out of them and dry them, so I thought that was neat. Um, all right. So here's our phrase for I'll see you again. And it's this, repeat after me. Tsuye ikwasatin.
Suye
Suye
ikwasatin.
ikwasatin.
Uh, so the last part of this is a T and then high tone double E. Repeat after me. Teen.
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 Good. Now scoot up to the S. Sateen.
Sateen.
Satin.
Good. Now starting with the underlined K. It's a underlined KW. So back your throat. Repeat after me. Kwasateen.
Quasatin.
Sateen.
Kwasatin.
Good. And then this next part is something I had to learn, and it gets lost sometimes amongst beginning speakers. You have two Ks next to each other, and you need to pronounce them both. Elders need to hear them both. So the best way to do this is to imagine maybe a slash between the two Ks. And so the first sound is ik, and the next sound is kwa. So let's practice that. Ik, kwa.
Ikla.
Ikwa.
Ikwa. Ik.
Yeah.
Ikla.
And don't feel like you have to smash them together
Ikwa.
because basically your tongue will touch the top of your mouth once to make a K, and then it'll kind of touch it in the back of the tongue again to make a different K. You need to let that little puff of air come out in between them. So don't think you need to go ik kwa or ik kwa. It doesn't have to be in the same tap. It can be ik kwa. So let's try that. Ik kwa.
Ikla.
Ikwa.
Ikwa.
That's it. You hear that little puff of air that comes through after this first K before the second one? Ik kwa.
Ikwa.
Ikwa.
Good. This is something that an elder mentioned to me, and I really worked on it after that. She said it's really common for beginners to try to make it into one K sound, but it's two. So let's do the whole last word. Ik kwasatin.
Ikla.
Ikwasatin.
Good. That means I will see you. And these first two words mean again. So let's practice this. Tsuye.
Tsuye.
Suye.
Suye.
And the whole phrase. Tsuye ikwasatin.
Suye
Ikwasatin.
ikwasatin.
Quasateen.
Good. I'll see you again. Let's do again. I'm going to do a little drill with you. Same phrase. And repeat after me. Teen.
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 Sateen.
Subteen.
Sateen.
Sateen.
Ik.
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 Qua.
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 Ik. Qua.
Ik.
Ik.
Qua.
Qua.
Ik. Qua.
Good. Again. Ik. Qua.
Ik.
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 Qua.
Qua.
Good. Ik. Quasateen.
Ik.
Ik.
Quasateen.
Quasateen.
T.
T.
Good. And Tsuye.
Ye.
Tsuye.
And then the whole phrase. Tsuye. Ik. Quasateen.
Suye.
Hey.
Tsuye. Ik.
Teya.
Quasateen.
Quasateen.
Ik.
Teya.
Good. Let's do these a few more times. Tsuye. Ik. Quasateen.
Suye.
Teya.
Tsuye. Ik. Quasateen.
And one more time. Tsuye. Ik. Quasateen.
Suye.
Teya.
Tsuye. Ik. Quasateen.
Quasateen.
Shirley, welcome back. How do we sound?
Okay.
Good.
I was going to make a comment about blueberries.
Oh,
The word is if you don't snap on the T, kanata, and you change it to a D, you're saying something else. So you got to remember to snap. If you're talking about the berries, snap on that T.
okay.
Otherwise, you're saying it's some kind of liquid flowing.
Okay. Let's practice this one. Connect.
Kana.
Kanata.
And again. Connect.
Kana.
Kanata.
Okay. How do we sound, Shirley?
Yeah, that's good. You guys sounded good from the beginning, but I just wanted to make sure you knew that it was important to get to snap on that T for the
Okay.
berry.
Ikwati kunalchi. When the internet cut you off earlier, Shirley, I was starting to tell them about what you shared with me about people making little pancakes and drying some of the softer berries.
Oh yeah,
Did you want to talk about that?
I made little pancakes. Somebody was talking about thimbleberries, that kind of a soft berry. They like raspberries, strawberries. You, I guess the late I heard that the ladies used to mash it and make little pancakes and dry it in the sun to keep for the winter. So that was a treat for the winter.
Fun. Definitely would love to give that a try sometime.
I'm always amazed at how we try to dry so many things that we keep as food. And it's such a rainy country. But we succeeded. We dried a
Yeah.
lot.
Could I dry
Yeah,
them
that blows my mind.
inside instead of in the sun?
Yeah.
What do you think, Shirley? Can you make those berry pancakes indoors?
Uh, maybe on one of those machines that dries stuff.
Yeah, I was thinking of getting a dehydrator.
I don't know how it works. I've never seen one. Um,
Yeah, I don't have one.
a friend of mine, her daughter was really excited about her. She said she bought a new dehydrator, and she said you could try it. So what did she do? She dried helmets,
Hmm.
uh, thinly cut helmet, and dried it. It got all that fishy smell in there.
Oh,
So I I think you have to be careful what you put in there.
okay.
Keep it really clean.
Mm, good point. Yeah, I guess if you do it outdoors and smoke it first, you get a lot more airflow, huh?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, while you guys have those berry names in your head, we want to add a line to our knock knock dialogue about bringing somebody berries. So before we do that, let's practice what we did so far. The lines we practice are knock knock, who is that, this is, and you fill in the blank with your name. So first one, knock knock, and then the second line, repeat after me. Adu sawa.
Adusawa.
Adusawa.
Good. And Shirley reminded us last class that the punctuation in English is a question mark. For Lingit, to know you're being asked a question, you look for this sound, sa. So this should trigger in your mind that you're being asked a question. Someone says sa, and the type of question is this one, adu. It's a who question. And let's repeat after me. Adu sawa.
Adusawa.
Adusawa.
Good. And now you fill in the blank with your name and then say, repeat after me. Aya.
Yeah.
Aya.
Yeah.
Good. This is and your name. So let's do it with our names. You use yours. Nila Tora Aya.
Tahli.
Kasaku Aya.
Tahli aya.
Job. And a new line we want to teach you. You can fill in the blank with the types of berries we learned, but this first one is I'm bringing blueberries for you to eat. So that's for you to eat is this part. Ich eis. Repeat after me. Ich eis.
Ike.
Ace.
Ik ace.
Good. This underline X is also pinched, so it'll be back of the mouth and also sharp sounding. Again, repeat after me. Ich eis.
Ace.
Ace.
Good. This next word, hot, means kind of like to hear. Repeat after me. Hot.
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 Do the first three words. Ich eis. Hot.
Ike.
Ik
Ace. Hot.
ace. Hot.
Word is I brought it. Chwesi in.
Kwase.
Kwasi
In.
in.
Again, chwesi in.
Kwasi
Kwasi
in.
in.
And the last word is blueberries. Kanata.
Kanat.
Kana.
Ah.
Good. Good. So let's start with hot. Repeat after me. Hot. Chwesi in. Kanata.
But
Hot.
Hot.
Kwasi
Kwasi
in.
in.
Kanata.
Kanat.
Again, hot kwasi in kanat
Hot kwasi in Kanata.
Then just the first two words. Iqes.
Iqes.
Ha. Good. Hot kwasi in kanat
Hot kwasi in Kanata.
Good. So I'm going to do the whole line. Just a reminder, take a breath and relax and go ahead and go through it nice and slowly and repeat after me the whole line. Iqes hat kwasi in kanat
Es
Hot in Kanata.
And Shirley, how do we sound?
It sounds real good, but I have a problem with it because I think the way I would say it is Canada es atrocien.
Oh, gonachish. Can you say that again?
Canada es atrocien.
Gonachish.
Yes. It's kind of an interesting translation. Is for your mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Iqes.
Yeah.
So do I have this right? Kanat iqes hat kwasi in.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Gonachish. Let's do that one. Let's see. Okay, let's try it this way. Everybody repeat after me. Kanat iqes hat kwasi in.
Kanata
Kanata Iqes hot kwasi in.
Good. Let's do just this last word, kwasi in. Make some friction in the back of your throat. It's not quite a K, but it's underlined XW. Repeat after me. Kwasi in.
Kwasi in.
Kwasi in.
Kwasi in.
Good. And the whole phrase one more time. Kanata iqes hat kwasi in.
Kanata
Kanata Iqes hot kwasi in.
Good. Any questions? So I'm gonna quickly fix my dialogue order, my word order in my dialogue. And we'll practice a few of these. Just give me one moment. All right, let's practice with wild strawberries. Repeat after me. Shak I qeis hat khwasi in.
Chao es hot quasi in.
Shak
Yik A. So back to the first one. I like to do a lot of repetition and speaking. Repeat after me. Kanat I qeis hat khwasi in.
Kanata es hot quasi in.
Good. And for wild strawberries. Shak I qeis hat khwasi in.
Chao es
Shak Iqes hot kwasi in.
Okay. Let's do salmon berries. Repeat after me. Wasqantlego I qeis hat khwasi in.
was kantegui es hot quasi in.
Kwasi in.
Good. Let's do half and half. First, just the berry name. Repeat after me. Wasqantlego.
Was kantlego
Tego.
I reis hat chosi in.
Ace hat wasi in.
Job. And the last one that we worked with today, let's do Shah. So put this here and repeat after me. Shah I reis hat chosi in.
Shach.
Sa I ace hat wasi in.
Good. So on Thursday, we're going to add these lines to our dialogue. We did a lot today. We learned some berry names. We learned a phrase for I'll see you later. We learned a phrase for I'm bringing you berries. Um, I think that's pretty good for today. We only have a couple more minutes. And we have a fun cultural note too that Shirley shared with me that when we do this knock knock, it's kind of a replication of like modern day interacting with people when you go to their homes, knocking on their door and waiting for a response. Shirley said, and I feel this way too in Caltech, in the village, you just knock and go in. So if you brought something and no one's home, just leave it on the table. And it's common for me to come in Caltech where I'm staying and find like spruce hens on the table that one of the young men got for us. And it's just nice. But Shirley, did you want to add anything about that?
Yeah, it's usually you knock and open the door and go in, and it's if nobody's there. Usually, if you bring something, say I brought you berries. You can say the whole phrase. I'll put it on the table and then leave. There might be someone in the house. There might not be. So you do that. Uh, it's interesting that you didn't have too much trouble with the harder names of the berries, but you seem to struggle for strawberries because of the W. Chuck, you're not pursing your lips like you should, so it comes out as shuck.
Oh, okay.
So it's shuck or shuck,
Shaku.
shuck.
Kunalchish. Shaku. Awesome. Let's see. Let me see if I did a sneak peek for next class. So for our next class, we'll be practicing our dialogue, and then we have some fun notes from Dr. Lear. We'll start to make use of the notes that he made and put together around berry picking. We'll get into a phrase for picking berries, and then Shirley has some really cool phrases that her mom used to say before they went into the berry picking grounds that we want to learn together.
We'll probably start out with poster looking at kids with the berries. There's a good discussion about our experience uh, picking berries as kids.
Okay. So go ahead and come to class on Thursday with that in mind, that we're going to start out looking at the poster, everyone, and talking about picking berries.
Yeah, we can start out with your experience as a young person learning how to pick berries and uh, what your family did to teach you about uh, filling your can with berries instead of filling your stomach.
Nice.
Yeah. And we all had to go through that. I did.
Me too.
Yeah.
Fun. All right. Any comments or questions before we go? I know a lot of people have meetings to get back to in the busy second half of your workday. So thank you so much for coming, and we'll see you on Thursday, same time, same link.
May
Nashish.
I ask if
So
we
you
can
did
try
quite
the I'll see you again?
Sheesh.
Fatigue.
Sorry.
Yeah, for people that asked, Tsuye Ikwasatine.
so you did quatsatin.
Suye
Yeah.
Iquasatin.
Quasatin.
Suye Cossetine.
Okay.
Kunashish.
Uh-huh.
Sounds good. Okay.